The Beckham family has long stood as one of the most iconic and meticulously managed celebrity dynasties in modern entertainment and sports history. David Beckham, the former England football captain turned global brand ambassador, and Victoria Beckham, the former Spice Girl who successfully transitioned into a respected fashion designer, have built an empire around an image of unity, glamour, sophistication, and unbreakable family bonds. Their public persona is one of perfection. Red carpet appearances where they appear flawlessly coordinated, social media posts showcasing luxurious vacations, supportive family moments, and a seemingly harmonious household that millions admire and aspire to emulate. This carefully curated narrative has been a cornerstone of their enduring relevance in pop culture, allowing them to transcend their original fields of football and pop music into broader lifestyle and business influence. However, recent developments suggest that this polished facade may be facing its most direct challenge from within the family itself. Brooklyn Beckham, the eldest of David and Victoria's 4 children, has reportedly taken to social media to voice frustrations that strike at the heart of his parents' long-standing public strategy. In a candid and pointed social media post, Brooklyn allegedly wrote, "My parents have controlled narratives in the press about our family to preserve their own facade." These words represent a rare and public crack in the family's united front, implying that the Beckhams have actively shaped media stories to maintain an idealized version of their lives, potentially at the expense of authenticity or transparency about internal dynamics. This outburst did not emerge in a vacuum. The Beckham household has weathered public scrutiny for decades, with various controversies testing the strength of their image management. One of the most notable episodes dates back to the early 2000s, when allegations surfaced involving David Beckham during his time playing for Real Madrid. A former personal assistant named Rebecca Luce claimed to have had an affair with the footballer, sparking intense media frenzy across tabloids worldwide. David vehemently denied the accusations, maintaining his innocence throughout the ordeal. Victoria, for her part, chose a path of public silence on the matter for many years, rarely addressing it directly in interviews or statements. This restraint was often interpreted as a deliberate choice to protect the family's brand rather than fuel further speculation. It wasn't until 2023, when Victoria released her Netflix documentary, that she finally offered a more personal reflection on that turbulent period. In the film, she described the emotional toll of the Madrid years, saying, "Up until Madrid, sometimes it felt like us against everybody else. But we were together, we were connected, we had each other. But when we were in Spain, it didn't really feel like we had each other either. And that's sad." These words revealed a vulnerability that contrasted sharply with the couple's usual composed public demeanor, hinting at strains that had been kept carefully hidden from view. The documentary allowed fans a glimpse behind the curtain, but it still framed the challenges as ultimately surmountable, reinforcing the narrative of resilience and enduring partnership. David and Victoria tied the knot in 1999 in a lavish ceremony that captured global attention, marking the beginning of their high-profile union. Over the years, they welcomed 4 children: Brooklyn, Romeo, Cruz, and Harper. Each child has grown up under an intense spotlight, with their milestones, from first steps to teenage rebellions, documented and dissected by the press. The parents have consistently emphasized family values, often sharing moments of togetherness to counterbalance the inevitable rumors and gossip that accompany fame. Yet Brooklyn's recent comments suggest that this emphasis on control and curation may have created underlying tensions, particularly for the children who are now adults navigating their own paths in the public eye. Brooklyn, now in his mid-20s, has pursued various creative endeavors, including photography, cooking, and entrepreneurial ventures, often with the visible support of his parents. However, as he carves out his independence, the weight of the family's managed narrative may feel restrictive. His social media post appears to highlight a sense of frustration over how family stories are framed or suppressed to protect the parental brand. This could point to broader generational differences. Younger family members, raised in the era of social media transparency and authenticity, might chafe against the more traditional celebrity playbook of controlled messaging that David and Victoria mastered in the pre-digital age. The implications of Brooklyn's statement extend beyond personal family drama. For a couple whose success relies heavily on their relatable yet aspirational image, any public dissent from their children risks undermining that foundation. Fans and observers have long praised the Beckhams for appearing grounded despite their wealth and status, but revelations of controlled narratives could shift perceptions toward viewing them as more calculated than genuine. In an Indu.